Welcome back to the WSAV Thursday Night Blitz Game of the Week, brought to you by Ford. Go further, our season finale of the 2015 high school football season, and we're about set to start our final quarter. 12 minutes left to go here on our final installment of live local high school football. We've seen teams from all over the area. This is our farthest trek, heading down to Waycross in Ware County, and we've seen a football team that, last season they really thought that they were a team to win a state championship, came up a couple games short from winning that title, but we've really seen Brunswick coming in with just a 2-5 record in the region. This is a better football. This is a good football team, and you know what it's like. You have a son who plays in this region. You played at Effingham County. This is a tough region, and there's no gimmies on the schedule across the board.
There really isn't. I mean, Southeast Georgia high school football, it doesn't really get any better than that. You got so many kids out there that love playing the sport and do a great job at it, and I'm a fan now. It's fun to watch. It's fun to get the highlights on Friday nights. It is tough. This is just a tough region of football.
And it prepares you, you know what it's like too, when you get prepared more and more for the postseason as Sales takes the football. Because when you get into the playoff, I know Donald Chumley over at Savannah Christian told me several times when they made that 3-time run to the Dome, we play for 15 games. That's our mentality before we start the season. This is one of those programs that plays to get to the Dome. While they haven't won that state title, this is a coach and a team that could do that.
It takes that mentality, and you're thinking about they're stepping stones in the way that you've got to get past to get where you want to be. You're right. You start the season with that focus. And, that's when I was at Notre Dame, Lou Holtz was like that. Hey, we're playing for a national championship every year.
And won one.
That's right.
So here comes Ware County, rolling around to the left. A.C. Polk, the third quarterback in, but give credit, man, Sherrod Frazier, the sophomore linebacker, in there quickly, and that's a sack on Polk. A.C. Polk, the third quarterback we've seen tonight. We're not sure if he's third on the depth chart, but Dawson Goddard came in, the junior, and took some snaps as well as the clock continues to run. And 42-5 right now. So here comes Brunswick, and that'll turn the football over for Ware County, and the Brunswick offense will come back out. They'll stick with their starters too, Sean Smith. And I do see our producer-director, Dan Flaxer, pointing out he's right. The clock continues to run, so we'll have a running clock here in the fourth quarter. Quick snap, quick handoff, straight up the middle. Again, I believe Ben McLeod on the carry. 22, I think. Used him quite a bit. Yep, that was McLeod up the middle. Used him quite a bit in the first half of play. Again, they'll go with the no huddle. Dustier veteran now here at the Thursday Night Blitz game number 2 for you. Play fake, and he gets out, and he runs into his own man, and that's not going anywhere. That was kind of ugly from the start.
That was kind of ugly.
Nowhere to go for Sean Smith, but your impressions of maybe your future as a broadcaster?
Yeah, even if I were to do it, I could tell you right now I wouldn't do as good a job as you guys do. You guys are on the money. You are well-rehearsed, and you do a fantastic job. You
played for Lou Holtz, and Lou Holtz stepped into the broadcast booth, so it's probably right. Is that the way it works?
I might could get that down, sucker.
5-yard face mask on the defense.
I think there's some frustration out
second
there
down.
now.
Face mask on Ware County. I know the quarterback, Sean Smith, had about 3 or 4 players trying to stand him up, and I didn't really catch a face mask, but there's the call, and there's a fake again, and the quarterback's just kind of running it along the right-hand side. Sean Smith taking another hit. You wonder if this late in the game you want to be giving your starting quarterback the hits up the middle.
Yeah, that's another one of those things that's tough to kind of call. If you got young guys, you want to play them, get the experience. But you're right, score's a bit lopsided, so let everybody get a little bit of experience.
You got to remember, too, this was a team that Smith was not their starting quarterback. Brandon Jernigan, who transferred out just a couple weeks ago, was the starter all of last year. Victor Floyd was the head football coach. They made a coaching change, so he was the starter all but I think 2 games this year. And so Smith is really their second string, which means their second string is now their third, so maybe it just doesn't have enough reps to even come in. Quick handoff, straight up the middle, plowing forward. Was that your boy, Corday Bradley?
I believe it was.
Bradley again on the carry.
He runs with some power. I like that guy.
plays tight end position, but we've seen him line up in the backfield several times.
Yeah, he's got the stocky stature, big shoulders. I think he can plow through there. He's a difference maker. He's going to have a great senior year. He keeps playing like that.
We'll choose our performance of the game afterward. I know Dedrick Mills with a big 67-yard touchdown pass. Not bad when you're 1 of 1 for 67 yards on passing. Like
perfect.
Dedrick Mills, he carried the ball 3 times, 13 yards, I believe, as Sean Smith goes around the left-hand side, takes a pop at the end. 3 carries, 13 yards, but a rushing touchdown. So he's in on 2 touchdowns. And the way they mix things up, I believe he's the only player in on 2 TDs. Actually, Jordan Turner with a 27-yard touchdown run and a 46-yard touchdown catch. Jordan Turner with an interception as well. So we have several players that we could give our performance of the game to. Dedrick Mills, though, as I said, and he also had a 3-yard reception. So 93 total yards, a couple of touchdowns for Mills. And Jordan Turner, as I said, we'll check out the votes here, figure it out. Oh, looked like he wanted to hand it off to Corday Bradley. Bradley didn't take it. The quarterback that's in now fell on top of it, Calvin Goodette. So Mills with a 3-yard reception, 1 for 3. And 6:27, the clock's running, 42-5. Gators in control, and they will move to 7-2, and more importantly, 6-2 in the region as a big burst up the middle, around the right-hand side. Big run, his feet are still going, and Calvin Goodette with a huge run. He was down on contact, and while it was picked up by Ernest Jones, that's where it's going to stand right there for Brunswick. They knocked off Brooks County. We did Ware County at the beginning of the year, then Hampton, and then the third game was their biggest. That region, to open up region play, they beat Coffee 23-14. That's Coffee's only loss this season so far. And that, you see, hit the ground when he lost. But Coffee leads that region with a 8-1 overall record, but 6-1 in the region. Glenn Academy a game back at 6-1, and then South Effingham at 5-2. Ware County will go to 6-2. And Brunswick will fall to 2-6. Effingham County 4-3. So still a lot to be settled as far as juggling, but the only thing that Ware County and Franklin Stevens knows, they've clinched a playoff spot with their win tonight, and that's the most important thing for here. We're approaching the 5-minute mark. Quick pass out to the left-hand side. A little bit of ruin and a blocker for DJ Whitfield, and he gets toward the first down marker. I think he might be a yard short of it, but it was close. So Goodette hits Whitfield, and the Pirates are moving the football. A lot of people that make our productions come through. My longtime partner, Dan Flaxer, our producer director, has done a phenomenal job for 4 years as we've kind of grown this thing. We began it from the first season and did 6 games and then extended to full seasons after that. Jerry Perlman and his production crew show up real early in the morning and begin working and putting things together. Scott Maley has been a photographer, doing a great job up top with our replay camera, 4 years now. Sean Becker also on the roof. Shantez Taylor running a camera along with Becky Smith. Shantez Harrington, excuse me. Also Spencer Thomason. John Chambers is in the truck. Lonnie Thompson spent a lot of time with us as our cameraman. Look at a big hole for Goodette up the middle. Calvin Goodette. Justin Smith is our audio man. Tony Ruff back at the studios. Mike Todd running our satellite truck. Joseph Akins here, keeping our statistics tonight. Adam Paul, who's spent a lot of time running our satellite truck as well. I think I've gotten everybody. I don't want to miss anybody. It's been a wonderful 4 years, and a lot of different people have stepped in and out, but big handoff up the middle. Ben McLeod, nowhere to go as we count down our finale of our 2015 season. Band is still playing when they're really not supposed to during play, but I don't think the officials are at a point where they're going to say anything right now. So here's Gaudet around to the left-hand side and chased out of bounds. Julian Thomas will get his name in the books as forcing him out of bounds for the Ware County Gators. The clock will continue to run as we're at a continuous running clock. 42-5 will most likely be our final unless the Brunswick Pirates can punch in a touchdown before we head out of here. So it's Gaudet this time in the shotgun. He'll throw quickly to his right-hand side. That's Whitfield. Man, he's hammered quickly. Denzel Stevenson, the sophomore, blasted him immediately after the catch.
Looked like that ball hit the ground to me.
So here comes Brunswick back again. Shotgun formation, Gaudet.
We're doing that trips train look again we saw earlier.
Trips train is what you call it, eh? Appropriate in our train town here. Gaudet with a huge hole, bust forward inside the 5, and he's doing a wonderful job of running this offense. He's actually ran the football quite a bit on the draw, but I'll take it to the 5, and you know they're going to rush and try and get one into the end zone before they head out of here.
It's one of their better drives of the night, been most productive.
You definitely don't want to make that 1 hour drive back to Brunswick and come up empty on the scoreboard as far as a touchdown. Their defense scored a touchdown, and they kicked a long field goal, but they haven't been able to put a full touchdown in. I should say a safety their defense scored, but there's Gaudet, hit hard, but he loses the football at the very end and fumbles into the end zone, I believe.
That might be Ware ball.
I think he fumbled it up high into the end zone. They're still fighting for it down on the field, and we haven't gotten the official call yet. And it looks like 29. Is that Melvin White coming out of the football? And that's a tough break for Brunswick because Gaudet made some very hard runs throughout that entire drive. And we'll watch the replay brought to you by our Savannah Low Country Honda dealers.
Very tough break. And he was right in the end zone. Oh, I just knew he had scored too.
If we could see that replay one more time, slow-mo, I want to try and give out the gentleman's name who made the strip, because that was a great tackle. He hit him hard and made the strip, and I couldn't quite tell who that was for Ware County, but that was the play right there.
You know, the great defensive players, they put their nose on the football when they make the tackle.
Yeah, he came from the right-hand side, and he just got through a tackle. I'm looking at him, it was 19. Jason Jashad Howard, a freshman, maybe if that's 19, but great play on the ball right there to force the fumble. And so here comes Ware County. We'll see maybe a couple knees down under the 2-minute mark. They'll just run the football forward. I don't believe we'll get Brunswick timeouts.
We'll wind it down here in about 10 more seconds.
We'll have a post-game show. We'll bring in our performance of the game. And Franklin Stevens, head football coach of Ware County, hopefully will quickly come up here and join us. And they're just actually going to call it right there. And that was the quickest call. It took about a minute and just zipped it down in no time. So that'll run down the clock. 42-5 is your final score. Ware County coming through with what they call a playoff win, your final regular season game. So they'll head into the GHSA 5A playoffs starting next week. We're going to take a break as well as the teams shake hands. Dusty and I will be back with the post-game show right here on the WSAB Thursday Night Blitz Game of the Week.